Today I'm going to show you the top 5 uniforms to buy for Black Friday discount deals. 5 uniforms for PvP and 5 uniforms for PV. If you want to improve your world boss, raid or timeline and other world battles, check out this list. Starting off for PvP uniforms, the one on number 5 is Carnage, Fallen Soul. This is the best uniform for Carnage, but he definitely needs his artifact to work in PvP modes. His artifact allows him to survive one-shot hits from opponents like Jean Grey, Spider-Man and Atom. If you have built him with enough damage, after his artifact procs, he will be able to kill them without taking damage for a while. Its original price is 1,750 crystals, but you will be able to get this only at 875 crystals. You will also need a mighty CTP of regeneration for him to survive longer. In number 4 is Spider-Man Back to Basics. It's been a while since this uniform came out, and is almost going out of play, but occasionally he can still one-shot anyone with his 4th and 2nd skill. He can still kill many characters in Otherworld battle, but you will need him at tier 4 and with mighty authority or regeneration. Authority might be overall better for protecting Spider-Man from one-shots. He will still have a difficult time against combat types like Wolverine, Hulk and Carnage. Number 3 PvP uniform is Wolverine's X Death of Wolverines. If you want to use this mutant in PvP modes, this uniform and his artifact are absolutely necessary. Similar to Carnage, he can withstand one-shot hits and deal a lot of damage. The only reason he's above Carnage is because of the massive damage he had deal with his 5th skill. His regeneration is insane. But he can still lose to properly built Jean and Atoms. Also keep Might Greed saved for him since it will boost both his survivability and his damage. When the top 2 are banned, these 3 will be able to conquer timeline with occasional gore, Hulks and Thanos in the wild. Number 2 is none other than Jean Grey with her Dark Phoenix uniform. This has to be the best character in the game. If you have enough crystals saved up to get Jean Grey from the X-Men Epic Quest, save 1250 crystals for this uniform too. Her uniforms are a bit expensive than others because she is a native tier 2 character. With Mighty Greed, she can dish out insane damage in both PvE and PvP. The only problem is other Jean Greys and Atoms. Even though she can revive after dying once, Atom will be able to one-shot her again with his 2nd skill. Jean needs to hit with a lot of her skills to kill the enemy. The 2nd skill makes her invincible, but since it is very fast, she needs to have a lot of health to survive against the other 2. Before announcing number 1, here are some of the honorable mentions. Hela, Wasp and Ancient One are great supports for timeline battle and otherworld battles. They won't be able to stand up against the top 5, but they will help to boost their survivability. If you already have the previously mentioned uniforms and extra crystals to spend on investment for PvP modes, these uniforms will be helpful. And number 1 is obviously Atom Warlock's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 uniform. Before, only Jean Grey was able to beat Jean Grey properly, but with Atom, he can one-shot both of Jean Grey's lives. If you leave it in autoplay, there's more chance of Atom beating Jean than any other character. He will do great in defense as well. With a Mighty Greed or Authority, he works great in PvP, but even with Might Energy, he will do great in both PvE and PvP. The only caveat is his overall price. Since he is a Crystal Wall character, it means you will have to buy him in the shop with 6,600 crystals. Only buy him during Black Friday and Anniversary, since his price will also be cut in half at 3,300. So his total price with this uniform will be 4,550 crystals. You will be able to get back these crystals from reaching higher ranks in Vibranium, but it will be slow. So if you think the investment is worth it, and you enjoy playing and winning in PvP game modes, he is the best addition to your roster right now. And now for the uniforms currently best for PvE. At number 5 is the beginner-friendly Captain America Sharon Rogers' latest uniform, Poseidon Armor. You don't even need to get her to tier 4 for her to be a beast. Just at level 80 tier 3 with CTP of Energy, or a Mighty Energy, she will be able to beat high levels of World Boss Legend and Giant Boss Raid. She's easy to play with heals on her 5th skill, and she'll even be able to one-shot some of the bosses with her tier 3 ultimate. At number 4 is Thor, Love and Thunder. If you don't have the limited uniforms for Black Bolt and Ghost Rider, he's one of the best and easiest to build universal tier 4 character. Being a universal type, he'll do great in all days of giant boss raid without any weaknesses slowing him down. He'll also be a quick clear for dispatch missions and story missions. Building him with CTP of Judgment will help to clear high world boss legend content. But CTP of Rage will help him dish out more damage in giant boss raid, world boss, alliance battle extreme and legend. Cable's Heart of Darkness is at number 3. If you don't have the limited Magneto uniform, he'll be your best blast character for alliance battle modes. Iron Man's uniform is a little old now, and Cable will be able to hit more consistently. If you have unlocked Cable from World Boss and need a blast character, he's the best option right now. Build him a Rage or a Mighty One and you will have amazing World Boss, Giant Boss Raid and Alliance battle scores. At number 2 is the All-Father Odin. His latest uniform, Avengers 1 million BC, is the best universal hero uniform right now. He's a bit expensive than Thor's uniform since he is a native tier 2. But you don't need him at tier 4 to clear high levels of world boss. Just at level 80, he'll be able to similar content to Thor. If you don't have CTPs of Rage lying around, don't worry since Odin will work great with only a Judgment. A little more investment in crystals but less materials needed for him to perform well as a tier 3. Before announcing number 1, here are the honorable mentions that barely made the cut to top 5. Spider-Man Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse uniform works great at level 80 for clearing world boss content with the CTP of Judgment. Spider-Gwen's latest Across the Spider-Verse uniform is the best speed uniform if you don't have the paywall Luna Snow uniform. She's the best tier 4 speed character after her. She'll do great at tier 4 for female levels and world boss legend. If you want a combat character for Alliance Battle Legend, Dr. Octopus's latest uniform barely beats out Namor. Plus he's easier to get and build. For supports, any of Shuri's latest uniforms from Wakanda Forever will be great to boost rest of your characters. Other old uniforms like Valkyrie's Thor Love and Thunder uniform and Taskmaster's Black Widow uniform are still useful as supports. And at number 1 is Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix uniform. This character is so strong with this uniform that she's one of the best on both PvP and PvE game modes with the same build. She's easy to play as well and you can make tons of mistakes and die, but she'll keep healing and get revived once. If you built her with Greed or Regeneration, she'll still work great in PvE. She'll work great in PvE with Rage and still be able to one-shot most of the characters in Timeline Battle. If you want a versatile character for both game modes, she's still the best character and uniform. If you are a beginner and don't have this character, you can pick any of the previously mentioned characters like Thor, Cable, Sharon and Odin, and work on getting this character through the epic quest. I doubt she will get replaced anytime soon. Even if she does, she's so strong and useful that she'll remain relevant for any of the modes as a second option that will not fall of top 3 for the year to come. So these were the top 5 uniforms for PvP and PvE. Hopefully you found this list helpful. Look at your roster and figure out what you are missing and which CTPs you have ready to bring these characters at their best potential for helping you clear content in Marvel Future Fight. This was my first ever YouTube video, so if you enjoyed it, please like, comment any suggestions and subscribe to see more from me. Thank you and see you in the next video.